above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today. Member FDIC.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
When property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation, ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealership.
You've worked hard, saved well, and invested wisely. Whether it's paying for a child's education, taking the family trip you've dreamed of, giving back to the community, or funding a confident retirement, we can help you reach your goals. We are passionate about helping you make smart decisions about your spending and saving so you can feel confident about the future while enjoying life today. Together, we can design a personalized plan that takes into account your short and long-term needs and wants, but is flexible enough to adjust as your life changes.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
They say it's the hardest game to play, the most rewarding to win, and the toughest to lose. The 8-2 West Fargo Horace Hawks and the 8-2 Minot North Sentinels battle it out for another chance at some more history this season. The 2 newest programs in North Dakota playing for a ticket to the Fargo Dome on the PSP Network. And with that, welcome in to the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show of today's 2A semifinal between West Fargo Horace and Minot North, with timely services that won't slow you down and no appointment needed. It's a stay in your car, drive through oil change service that'll take about 15 minutes at any of their locations in Minot or Bismarck. Also find out more what they do online at VIOC.com. That's Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Alongside Cory, McIver, I'm Owen Patterson on the call for today's matchup between the Hawks of Horus and the Sentinels of Minot North. Well, we can do all our research all throughout the week since we knew this matchup on Friday night, and a lot of our research points out the defenses for these two teams. We expect a low-scoring game, but hey, whatever research we do, it's all about what happens on the field here in about 25 minutes. Cory, it should be an exciting one, nevertheless.
Absolutely. These two teams are not unfamiliar with one another. They met earlier on in the season. Horus coming out on top on that one, I believe 33-7, I think was the final score. But a lot of things have changed since then. Both teams, I think, it was early in the season. They're both teams trying to figure out, the identity of their ball clubs. And we've seen firsthand how much improvement North has made throughout the years, and I'm sure the fans of the Horace Hawks could probably said the same thing throughout the season as well. So it's going to be an exciting ball club. I think both offenses kind of match up pretty well against each other. It's going to come down to a defensive struggle, like we were anticipating at least, and that's pretty much all you can ask for. And when you're talking about playoff football in North Dakota, it's which defense is going to step up to the challenge, because we know the offenses probably can put some points on the board. It's just a matter of which defense is going to be able to be the better one of the two.
Yeah, those offenses have been fueled by some of the state's best running backs, especially in the class of 2A. Ty Garai for West Fargo Horace, who we are going to see tonight. Christian Denman for Minot North, who we are not. He was injured last week in the quarterfinal round. These offenses for West Fargo Horace, they're clicking right now. 14 points last week against Jamestown, maybe not what they wanted to see, not really their rhythm on offense, but for Minot North, they're going to have to find some more playmakers with Desmond out. These offenses are still pretty good, though.
Yeah, you look at Minot North's offense. Obviously, it runs through Dedmon. It did all year, and he going down last week with that injury. It hurt the ball club. You could tell. If there was a shining, a ray of light at least for North, it happened early enough in the game so they could get some guys in and rotating. And I think I made mention to it last week as well during the broadcast, is how well Minot North rotated those running backs in throughout the season anyway, so there wasn't it wasn't just a culture shock to those guys coming in when Dedmon went down. So that's going to be an interesting development, at least for North's offense is concerned, and what kind of how much more heavy lifting is Blickery and Berg going to have to do in the run game to duplicate that power run game that Dedmon had given that ball club? Because the guys that come in, Richardson and Carter Coleman, they're more of the scat back, the shifty backs, and where Dedmon was more of the downhill runner. And yet when you lose something like that can weaken a defense, so those shiftier backs have a better chance of being successful. You miss that quite a bit. But I think North Coach Owen going in to this week of practice knew that he was going to be without Dedmon, so they could develop a game plan and a scheme for those guys that can be successful. And now it's just going to fall on the offensive line for North, and what kind of shape are they going to be in, and how well can they keep and sustain their blocks for that run game.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that game plan, the keys to the game, the players to watch, and so much more when our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show continues after this commercial break on the PSP Network.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, Coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Jersey Mike's slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Well, let's break down this matchup between the number 2 seed from the East and the WDA champions with our Northern Plains Heating and Air keys to the game with over 25 years of experience. As your heating and air experts and the factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal, there's no other choice to seal your heating and air game than with Northern Plains. Find them online at northern-plains.com. Well, no pun intended here for West Fargo Horace. They need to fly around today. That defense does a good job of it, especially the linebacking core for the Hawks of Gladue, Falloon, and Johnson.
Yeah, you look at that defense, only giving up an average of 70 yards of total offense against that defense. That's pretty good for high school ball. But yeah, that linebacking crew can just fly around, and when those defensive linemen can keep those offensive linemen in check, and you allow that linebacking crew, as quick and as aggressive as they are, you allow them to fly around and find those gaps that they can come in and stuff the run. That's going to be, that's kind of their bread and butter, and that's kind of their MO, and that's their stats kind of prove the fact that their linebacking crew has been able to do that, and so that puts a lot of pressure on an offense, knowing that those offensive linemen, we need to make sure that we secure the blocks up front on those D linemen, but we also have to have our eyes up and taking a look and see where those linebackers are, so we can chip off the D line and get to those linebackers that second level, so we can give the run game an opportunity.
For the Minot North Sentinels, there's obviously an understanding here that they're not really always going to have their way with the run game tonight against this West Fargo Horace defense. So making those smart plays rather than trying for explosive plays on every down, that might be the key tonight for North.
Yeah, you look at the North's offense; they're tasked with a heavy load here as far as what are they going to do matchup wise against this stout defense of West Fargo Horace. And simply just, basically what you said. You have to be smart with the football. You're going to have to know that you're not going to have to rely on the home run play a lot, but you will have to know when's the best time to take a shot down the field, or a trick play of some kind. But we've seen throughout the year that North has been very committed to the run, and they want to be successful with it, and they will keep chipping away on defenses and eventually wear you down to where the 3 or 4 yard gain is going to turn into an 8 to 10 yard. And so they're happy with that, but they also are smart enough to realize we're going to be able to set you up with some stuff with just the downhill run game, and then we can come around with a jet sweep or a screen pass of some kind. So they're going to find ways to see just how quick that defensive front is going to get after the ball, and then try to find ways to exploit that.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. How about we take a look at elsewhere here in 2A football tonight in the bracket? Up on top, Grand Forks, Red River, and Wahpeton. 2 teams from the East region already underway. A 6 o'clock kickoff. 14-14. We expect offense out there. Not too much here in Minot. The Red River Rough Riders, the only undefeated team left in 2A, but Wahpeton is playing incredible, and they're led by their talented do-it-all, all-position player in Trayton Mauck.
Yeah, that's a pretty exciting game to be watching here, and just looking at Mauck's numbers from last week, they're almost Madden-esque. So he's definitely the guy that Wahpeton is looking to carry them to have another appearance at a state title game.
Yeah, one team from Grand Forks tonight will be heading to Fargo, and one team here in Minot from Sentinel Stadium will be heading that way as well. Will it be Horus? Will it be Minot North? Kickoff on the way after this commercial break.
Today, we deliver more wonderful birthdays at Trinity Health Family Birth Center. We offer all new private, family-centered suites. Our maternity team provides more personalized support, advanced care, and the reassurances of a NICU and a neonatologist on staff. Take a virtual tour at trinityhealth.org/Family Birth Center. Trinity Health, making more possible.
Being in business for over 25 years, we've learned a lot about why local matters, unlike those guys. We take pride in our work and back our tires with our Plus Plan guarantee to get the most out of your tire's lifespan.
Are the tires the same size on all the sides?
We strive to provide great value to our guests and lowest prices guaranteed.
That's not good.
Stop at a trusted tire and auto and get a set of tires from people you know and trust, and will even match those guys.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Another reminder, this is the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show, bringing up the kickoff here in Minot for the 2A semifinals. Well, see Christian Dedman there on your screen. He is out tonight, injured his knee last week in the quarterfinals against Devils Lake. And, you know, if he was healthy, he would be right there in our Prestwich Orthodontics Players to Watch segment tonight. Prestwich Orthodontics specializes in braces and Invisalign for all ages. Now for 0% financing and free consultations, virtual or in office. You can check them out at minotbraces.com. And the difference was evident last week against Devils Lake, with Dedman in on offense and with him out on the offensive side of the ball. Minot North, a team that rushes for throughout the season around 6 yards per carry, down to 3.7 against the Firebirds. They're going to have to rely on guys like Cole Richardson, Evan Berg, Carter Coleman, and especially the quarterback Blickery. Obviously, Dedman made a huge impact.
Yeah, we saw that all season long with how he would just set defenses up as far as establishing that run game going, and then you had Richardson and Coleman coming in when defenses were kind of tired of trying to tackle such a big bruising running back. And so then again, that just falls on the fact that now, you know, Blickery and Berg are probably going to have to be asked to maybe replace Dedman a little bit on those earlier downs, and then allow guys like Richardson, Coleman, even Jack Annette to come on the Jets. You know, allow those quicker guys to do what they've done all year long and not ask them to do something else. Because we did see a little change in the run game even last week when Dedman went down. So it's going to be a tough task. It's going to be a tall task, but we've seen North kind of adapt a little bit as far as the season has gone. So, but again, this stout defense that they're going to be going up against, yards are going to be at a premium. So you want to make sure that you're gaining yards and not retreating backwards.
West Fargo Horace has plenty of athletes on the offensive side of the football. Number 1, Aiden Green. He was the guy that made the big catch last week against Jamestown in the second quarter. A 60-yard touchdown to put the Hawks ahead. They only won 14-0 against the Blue Jays. It was a big play. He's just another one of those weapons for the Horace Hawks and their starting quarterback Taylor Stefanowicz.
Yeah, you look at their starting quarterback Stefanowicz. You know, standing 6'5" and just a pure pocket passer, and that's something that North's defense could take advantage of. He's not a mobile quarterback. He likes to stand in the pocket. So when guys like that, you want to get them moving and you want to get them uncomfortable. And if they can do that, they can probably have some success on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay, see Green's numbers this year: 520 receiving yards on 31 catches and 6 touchdowns. We're obviously going to be saying the name Ty Garai a lot out of the backfield. He's going to run. He's going to catch passes. They're even going to use him in the double wildcat formation. Get ready for that one tonight on the PSP Network. But first, it's time for the national anthem. We'll turn it over to the public address announcer and some members of the Minot North High School Band. Well, it's time for the coin toss here in Minot. Still more to take care of in our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Let's take a look at the numbers brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships. Their commitment and respect for their customers is as strong today as it was 50 years ago. Experience the difference when you visit one of the 5 locations in Minot and Williston or shop online at driveryan.com. Same overall record, same conference record. Horus, the higher-ranked team in the media poll, the lower-seeded team today. That's why they're on the road here in Minot. You'll look in the defense for West Fargo Horace. 9.5 points per game allowed. Minot North, not too asking themselves, 17 a game. That's pretty good. West Fargo Horace also the second highest scoring team in the state at 32 points per game. And you see the X factor there for both sides. It's defense. Home field, especially this point in the playoffs, it helps a little bit. But you talk to Coach Harvey McMahon for West Fargo Horace, any of those guys, they said the road trip is just fine. We get to play semifinal football, and they're driven today.
Yeah, you look at that. Nothing would make Horus feel really good about themselves if they can come into Sentinel Stadium right now and just kind of silence this crowd, and as quickly as they can. If they can do it as quickly as possible, that would be great. But their defense is going to have to lead that. I mean, that's what it's going to have to be. And if you allow Minot North to kind of get momentum and get this crowd going with the cowbells and the horns and everything, everything that you expect out of a playoff atmosphere, it's going to be a tough challenge. So you look at Horus. Yeah, they don't mind the road trip is long, but they don't mind it at all. They love to come in here, nothing else, and come back with the win and represent the east side there for the championship game. So, and on the flip side with Minot North, they just know that when they have the ball and they're going up against that stout defense, they have to take care of the football. I think turnovers tonight is probably going to be we talked about it all year with North, how they can capitalize off turnovers, and especially in playoff games. The nerves might be a little bit heightened a little bit tonight because of the semifinal action, and that you win and you're gonna go play for a state title, and you lose, your season is over. So I think the nerves are going to be there. I think early on it's just a matter of which team can overcome those nerves a little bit, and then which team can capitalize off miscues. Yeah, well, West Fargo Horace has the luxury of being here before. They made it to the semifinal round a year ago, lost to the eventual state champions in 2A Fargo North. Obviously for Minot North, this is their first year varsity experience. Every week is something new for this Sentinels team. Can any event experience for the Hawks, the drive to finally get over the hump in the semifinals, even though it's just their second year as a program as well, factor into this one at all? I think experience is a huge factor as far as North having it, or as far as Horus having it over North. I think like you said, Horus was in this same position last year. and they know, and falling short, they know what they have to do, and now they have the opportunity again to do it. And so they're going to take those advantages. They've learned from their mistakes. And yeah, North is brand new to this whole thing. I mean, and what better way to go in and not really having the pressure of being there before. This is all new. We're learning it as we go. Teams have done that. Teams have done that in the past, and they've excelled off it as well. I mean, you look at different programs throughout the state have been in the same situation that North has been in, and what more exciting can you be than to be on your home field in a semifinal game for a chance to go to the Fargo Dome next week to go for a state title?
I'll tell you what, they are pretty pumped. The group in blue and silver today, including their head coach, Jacob Holman. Obviously, some things in the way for Minot North, injuries, but that's something that we're just going to talk about in the pregame show. It's no excuse for this team. Speaking of excuses, a lot of people at the beginning of the season, the media, like us, couldn't help ourselves but kind of give Minot North that cushion of saying, well, it's your first year. I don't know how it's going to start. Started well against Century's JV team, and we said, well, that's an interesting way to start the season. Feel good about that. And then they battled against Wahpeton. It was followed by a loss to West Fargo Horace, and it was that game, it seemed, on the road. The first 3 plays of the game, a fumble recovered by Minot North, and then a pick 6 that really turned things around for the Sentinels this season. They've been a much different team since that first meeting with the Hawks this year.
Yeah, absolutely. You take a look at that game, and this week in practice for Coach Holman and Minot North. Like, hey, okay, what things did not go well for us when we played Horus all that while back? And so, what can we learn from the mistakes that we've made? And the nice thing is we've got film on our last game with them. We've got film throughout the year. There's no reason now that we can't come into this game being as the most prepared ball club as we absolutely can. And so, again, you're going to have opportunities. North is going to have opportunities on offense to take advantage of maybe some things, and maybe use some of that aggressiveness with those linebackers from Horus. Use that to their advantage. Get them flowing one way and come back the other way, or screens or some kind of misdirection to keep them guessing is the big thing. But it all happens. In order for that to happen, the guys up front have to get the job done.
Absolutely. Well, these two teams one step away from a spot in the state championship. I want to remind you again, this has been the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. They know you're busy. That's why when you visit any of their service centers in Minot or Bismarck, Valvoline Instant Oil Change technicians can typically perform a full-service oil change in about 15 minutes. They don't waste your time or their own. You can find them online at VIOC.com. Well, we talk about rivalry games the same way as this one. If you can't get up for it, I'm not sure you can be on the field today. Minot North and West Fargo Horace, such a meaningful game for these two teams. It's pretty rare to see such new faces in the state have so much early success. We're talking about a West Fargo Horace team that is currently, when you combine last year's record with this year, 14 wins now after going 6-5 a year ago, 14-7 under head coach Harvey McMahon, and Minot North really following in that footprint, 8-2 in their first season after a quarterfinal win last week against Devils Lake. It's Minot North in the home all-navy blues today. West Fargo Horace, some of the coolest helmets in North Dakota high school football.
Yeah.
Maybe most creative helmets. The all-black with the gold feathers and the white tops with white pants for the visiting West Fargo Horace Hawks as it's time to kick things off today on the PSP Network. Again, we thank North Dakota Score Feed for keeping us up to date on those out-of-town scores. We might just keep it locked right there on what it's saying. That's the only one that really matters for viewers right now. Red River leads Wahpeton 21-14. 2 games in AAA as well tonight, including another one on the PSP Network. Minot and Fargo Davies, a rematch as well. Coin toss today was won by Minot North. They deferred, so they'll give the ball to Carter Coleman to kick it off. West Fargo Horace back to return. They'll be going from left to right on offense. Israel Bauer and Aiden Green, the returners. They have some elite speed, as do many on this Horace team. A full Sentinel Stadium here in the bleachers in front of our broadcast position for 2A semifinal football. Coleman with the signal, and we are underway with high school football on the PSP network. Green with the return from the 8-yard line. He sprints to the middle of the field. He's across the 25 and tripped up there. On the tackle for Minot North was Leon Holzer. And now let's meet the West Fargo Horace offense. It starts with their 6'5" starting quarterback. His name is Taylor Stefanowicz. He's thrown for over 1,300 yards this year, and the touchdown to interception ratio that looks pretty good compared to the rest of the state, 14-4 for Stefanowicz this season.
Yeah, you look at that numbers, and obviously the passing game is a huge arsenal for them, and you can see right now they're splitting everybody out wide, and that's something that Minot North has kind of struggled as of late, is defending the pass.
2x2 receivers on first down. It's just a pass to the sideline to Israel Bauer. Bauer is stood up at the 30-yard line, a gain of 2. We talked a little bit in our preparation this week for the game how there's not, West Fargo Horace is going to be selective when they're taking the shots with the deep ball today. It's going to be a lot of quick hitters like that, especially early on, getting the wheels turning for Green and Bauer.
Yeah, that's, those are nice, easy, like swing passes, and you just basically it's one-on-one. And the one nice thing that North does is they rally to the ball well. So, I mean, you're not really going to have opportunities, obviously if North comes up and it can wrap up and make tackles, that's going to be a good thing.
First carry today for West Fargo Horace's junior running back, Ty Garai. I tell you what, he's one of the most fun running backs to watch in the state of North Dakota. He goes ahead for 6 yards, brings up a 3rd down and short, and it'll be the loudest you're going to hear this Sentinel Stadium today, most likely, at least in the first half. They get loud on 3rd down. But back to Garai. He is sensational out of the backfield, and a lot of different uses for number 8. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Also have a tight end to the near side. They'll put Aiden Green in motion into the slot. Handoff to Garai. He's going to have to make the play himself here after Minot North got a nice initial push. Put that one on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Yeah, that was a nice counter action there. Kind of got the defense going. Offensive line did a great job of sealing there, and a great open field tackle there. Otherwise, he probably would still be running.
Yeah, it's just that first cut so quick, and is able to accelerate for Garai. Makes him so dangerous. The Minot North defense, they have been able to stand up to the run game, allowed just 30 against Devils Lake a week ago. Tight end in motion, shotgun snap to Stefanowicz. They go back to Garai for a 3rd time in a row. This one's a 1st down carry for Garai. He's across the 40-yard line to the 30 of Minot North. Garai gets going.
Yeah, that's another great counter play where you're just you're getting that defense to kind of flow one way, and then you just cut back, and all those offensive linemen are really doing is just sealing and making a wall, and Garai was able to get behind that, and there's really nobody there, and then you're asking your defensive backs and your safeties to come up and tackle a guy that's got about a 20-yard head start on you.
Well, what Minot North is liking here is that they've been able to contain Garai. The second play of the regular season matchup, he took it over 60 yards for a touchdown. 4 plays in a row, they hand it off to Garai, and the West Fargo Horace Hawks are now right outside the ServPro red zone. It'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 3 yards from the Sentinel 21.
I think the offensive coordinator for Horus has found a play there that he kind of likes right now, because that's about the 3rd or 4th time that they've kind of run, if not the same play, a play very similar in style. So they've seen something there that they can exploit, and they're basically going to tell North, we're going to keep running that play until you can stop it.
That's like junior high football.
Yeah.
Spread way out to the near side is the 6'4" target, Theo Seeley. Watch out for him. But on 2nd down, it's number 1, Aiden Green on the pop pass, the jet sweep there. It's going to be really close to a 1st down, and the officials will mark it just about a half-foot short. 3rd down in inches. Horus has moved into the ServPro red zone, 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's ServPro. Thinking Garai here?
I think so. I think it's almost a no-brainer, but you're obviously in 4-down territory, so I wouldn't even be surprised to do a little play action and try to hit somebody on a quick slant.
Again, it's Green in motion. It's a handoff to Garai. Makes his own space there, but he's tackled in the backfield. North, it looks like, by the spot from the far sideline, has made the stop. And they do. Tyler Kippen with the tackle.
Yeah, that was the exact same play that they've been running, and North did just a great job of coming up and forcing that, and actually even looked like he may even lost maybe a half a yard or so to make it a full 4th and 1. So this is a big call for both teams here. Big shot in the arm for North if they can hold them, but again, if Horus is able to pick up this first down, they just kind of keep it rolling.
Well, I tell you what, in the defensive battle we expect to have tonight, if you get the ball in the red zone, you're going to want points, especially early on. Under center is Stefanowicz, and now whistles. It looks like there's a timeout being called by West Fargo Horace. They're going to talk over this 4th down and 1 play call. The First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field. We'll keep it here on the PSP Network. 7:31 to go in the first quarter. Scoreless game on the BNC National Bank scoreboard with locations out North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. Visit BNC Bank. Provides you with banking and wealth management services for your business and family. Visit them online at bnc.bank. For West Fargo Horace right here on 4th and 1, we just saw him go under center. They brought in a fullback and then called a timeout. Do you expect the same, or do you think they're changing it?
I think it'd be interesting, a little chess match there, just to see you go under center with the fullback and just see what North was going to do lining up defensively, and then kind of take a timeout and kind of go. But, we've seen it all year, 4th and short like that, quarterbacks, especially when you got a 6'5" quarterback, all he's got to do is just fall forward to get that first down. So you're going to probably expect that a little bit. So you're forcing those defensive linemen in a little bit to play gaps, and it's just going to be whichever line of scrimmage, whichever O-line or D-line, whoever has a better pursuit and a better pressure is going to be successful in this call.
Stefanowicz has 18 yards on 12 carries this season. He's the quarterback under center. They'll go to Stefanowicz. Nice push there from Minot North, but it looked like some extra effort from Stefanowicz, as well as those members of the backfield, got him ahead of that first down marker. Watch it again on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Yeah, again, you're 6'5", you're just going to get right behind, and you got the fullback coming up behind you to kind of help out a little bit too. So when it's 4th and short like that, it's going to be, you like to think, both offenses would like to think when it's 4th and that close, you got a good chance of getting your quarterbacks under center. You're going to be able to pick up the first down. But now, North's defense, you still have an opportunity to keep Horus out of the end zone.
West Fargo Horace has passed the ball one time on this drive. They're going to keep it on the ground with Ty Garai. Breaks one tackle there at around the 10. He has a gain of very close to 10. It's going to be right on the marker here for the Horace Hawks. They are inside the 10. Still can pick up another first down on this red zone drive.
Yeah, Garai's just been so shifty on that counter play that he sets the defense up so well where he kind of overextends and gets them leaning a little too far and is able to cut back, and his offensive linemen realize that, and they know how to set up the blocks there. So I would just continue to see Garai just get this ball all the way to the end zone.
Another short yardage situation. 2nd down and 1. Again, pre-snap whistles here, and a Minot North timeout. It's another First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field. Still just the first drive of the game. We'll step aside on the PSP Network.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Welcome back to this presentation of high school football on the PSP Network. It's brought to you in part by Minot State University. The best way to predict your future is to create it with over 100 areas of study at Minot State. You'll earn the degree for the career you desire. Be seen, be heard, be you at MSU. That's Minot State University. Ty Garai was ruled short of the 7-yard line on his last run. It goes for 9.5. Will bring up 2nd and less than a yard here for Horus out of the Minot North timeout. First possession of the game. Hawks remain on offense. They've already used up 5 minutes and 30 seconds of the clock. Stefanowicz in the gun. Tight end motions from right to left across the offensive line. Handoff to Garai. Again hit in the backfield by Kippen. But Garai has the first down. It'll be goal to go here for West Fargo Horace at the 4.
Yeah, that was a great job by that defender stepping up into the hole and making contact. But Garai he does just a great job of just keeping his legs going, and he was able to fall forward for another 2 or 3 yards, which gives them a first and goal there at the 5. And so now North has really got to find a way to kind of shore up the defense here a little bit and try to find a way, if they can, to kind of keep Horus out of the end zone.
1,237 yards this year through 10 games for Ty Garai. He also has 13 touchdowns. Can he make it 14? Yes, he will. The Ty Garai drive, just as we expect all night long for Horus. Watch it again on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
You know, they've run this same kind of counterplay, but then they've realized they've run it enough times so they actually pulled the left guard and tackle back to the right, and all he did was take a couple steps to the left, make it look like he was running that same play, and then just got right behind those 2 pulling offensive linemen and was able to kind of go into the end zone.
Ty Garai, the 5'10 junior, with our first point tonight on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. PAT coming up by Jacob Birnbaum. He's been very efficient on PATs this season and bangs through that one, making it 7-0 in favor of the Hawks, sending an early message off after the road trip. 5:55 to go in the first quarter when we return on the PSP Network.
An injury can happen anywhere, at any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemene, and McBride.
What a message sent by the West Fargo Horace Hawks to kick off this 2A semifinal. A drive that goes 6 minutes and 5 seconds, and they only threw the ball one time. Heavy dose of Ty Garai to begin this football game from Sentinel Stadium. And now Minot North's offense will get to possess the football for the first time. One of those guys on your screen right there, Carter Coleman, on the bottom of it. Took one to the house last week against the Devils Lake Firebirds right before halftime. Our ServPro move of the game.
Yeah, I think if you're North right now, I think the big thing here is get a good return, give yourself some decent field position for this opening possession.
Birnbaum with the kickoff for West Fargo Horace. It will go not to Coleman this time, but instead to Caden Flavin. Might have a little more speed than Coleman does. He's out to the 35-yard line. Nice setup there from Caden Flavin. He's just an explosive play in a bottle right there.
Yeah, that was a good return. He was actually, you know, there were some guys from Horus that were kind of around him almost right away, but he was able to kind of scoot through and get by that first wave and kind of pick up a few more yards. So good field positioning. But now it's crucial that North kind of returns the favor here with the Horus and have a 4 or 5 minute drive here.
Braden Blickery is the quarterback, the junior. See his passing stats there, but maybe more known for his running ability, which we expect to see today. On first down, it's Blickery handing the ball off to the starting running back, Cole Richardson. In a newer role today, usually complements Dedman, but his carry total this evening will be significantly increased.
Yeah, that was a good opening. That was a good opening run by him. Last week it was more of a scat. This was more downhill, following Berg up into the hole.
On second down and 5 for the Sentinels, it's Richardson. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle made there by Theo. Sorry, that's number 18, Cooper Fuchs, with the stop for the Horace Hawks. It will be a gain of a yard, setting up 3rd down and 3 from the near side hash.
Yeah, you look at just being in the first quarter, but if you want to talk about a crucial 3rd down pickup here, you know, the last thing you want to do is do a quick 3 and out if you're North's offense. So this is a crucial 3rd and 3 to pick up.
Spread out 3 receivers to the right of Blickery. Berg in the backfield with him. It'll be a quarterback keeper. Blickery. He will have forward progress past the 45 to the 46 of Minot North. Then it's a 1st down.
Yeah, that was a good call. We spread the field here a little bit. Get those linebackers out of the zone there a little bit, And then again, Blickery just kind of taking the ball on a quarterback draw and then following his blocks up there. Easy third down pickup for him. We've seen him pick up a bunch of third downs throughout the year, and none probably more crucial than the one he just did.
You know, we wondered all week long, will we see Minot North go to the air a lot more than usual without their number one running option, as there goes Richardson again, spun down again by Fuchs at midfield. And obviously the answer for Minot North, and I don't know why we thought otherwise. Yeah. Run it until they make you throw it.
Yeah, exactly. Their MO has been, we're going to run the ball, and then the run game sets up our play action, and they haven't deviated from that at all season. They're going to continue to do that. They're going to force Horus to come up and stop the run, and if that just means bringing those linebackers up more, then the play action is going to be there for an easier pass completion.
False start there against Minot North. It was the right tackle that moved. Tyler Steele.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're looking at that. You've seen the defensive line. You've seen those linebackers kind of fly up. As an offensive lineman, you want to try to get as much advantage as you can, and every so often you kind of do flinch and get going a little early. So the first miscue of the game goes the way of North, and that unfortunately puts them behind the sticks for a 2nd and long.
Ball still on the near hash. I formation. Blickery under center. One receiver to either side. Will Bentley, the tight end, on the near side. He goes out for a post route. Blickery looking that way, but there's pressure immediately. Getting the sack for West Fargo Horace, Liam Gladue.
Yeah, that was just a great pass pursuit there. And again, yeah, he just came unblocked around the edge there. And the last thing, you need Blickery kind of needs. He's not much of a pocket passer. He kind of likes to get out and kind of give him a dual threat opportunity there. But unfortunately, unfortunately, the offensive line just didn't give Blickery time to really do much of anything, and now give them an obvious passing opportunity here.
Here's where we said it: run until they make you throw the football. Blickery throws short behind the line of scrimmage. It's tipped up in the air, and Minot North is lucky that one is incomplete and not intercepted. Looking for Jacquinette, but a high throw, and that'll force a Minot North punt from Harrison Schaefer. A 3-minute drive there for Minot North.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing that factored in was the false start penalty that pushed them back and forced them to kind of go back-to-back pass, and Horus kind of realizing that and brought the pressure there on 2nd down. So great job by that defense, again, showing why they're limiting offenses to the number of yards that they're doing.
Aiden Green set to return the Schaefer punt. It's low. Schaefer picks it up on a bounce. Still a nice punt. He's been very good for Minot North in the few times they've had to punt the ball away this season. It rolls to a stop at the 20-yard line. We 1st down and 10, West Fargo Horace. And, their first drive today went 6 minutes. They only have 2:44 remaining in the first quarter, and one pass on that first drive. I think they even go back to it here.
I don't know. I think you've got your all-purpose back in Garai back there in the backfield. I think you just kind of keep feeding him until North does something different to stop him. And if they're not giving any indication that they're not doing a very good job of stopping him, I don't know why you take the ball out of his hands.
The H-back there for West Fargo Horace. Kaysen Nordic lined up as kind of that tight end off the right tackle. See if they run to the boundary here where they've got numbers. Should have been fooled by that one. It's another cut there from Garai, and a nice pickup there of 6 yards. He's run the ball already this season 177 times coming in today's game, and still has a 7-yard per carry average. That's something coaches will definitely like.
Yeah, that's just a weapon that causes defensive coaches to kind of pull their hair out. They just they try as they may, they just can't figure out how to stop that. And give credit to Horace's offense. Their offensive line knows exactly what they want to do, and they're getting hat on hat, and Garai is just doing a great job of following his blocks.
To the 2-minute mark of quarter number 1. Already a 7-0 lead for Horus on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Garai, tough running, lowers the shoulder there. He's met by Braxton Thompson, but Garai falls forward for a 1st down.
Yeah, I think it almost seems like Horus is just kind of daring North to kind of come up and show a little bit of a run blitz. And I think as soon as Horus sees that happen, I think then you're going to see them kind of go into a play action where they know they're going to have some one-on-one opportunities.
Yeah, Minot North prides himself on a great defensive back group, but they haven't really been tested yet today. Stefanowicz hands the ball off. That is not Garai out of the backfield. Instead, it's Dylan Otterson, junior classmate of Garai. And the Horace Hawks are pushed backwards.
I think that almost, it almost seems like North would almost breathe a sigh of relief that they didn't see Garai in the backfield there, so they were a little bit more aggressive. But, again, you got teams that like Horus and North, they both use running backs well. They don't wear one guy down where he becomes ineffective. So you're going to see both teams kind of just swap out running backs, keep them fresh, and it won't be long until Garai's back in the game anyway.
Now, Otterson's got about a little over a third of the carries for this West Fargo Horace team. Again, it's that jet sweep to Aiden Green. Nowhere to run. But he'll break a tackle and make something out of nothing. Watch this one on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. There was cornerback, safeties, and even defensive linemen out there.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, North does a great job of laterally playing defense, and they're forcing that jet sweep to go laterally to the line of scrimmage. And Green does try to find – he does a great job of trying to find that cutback lane, but North does such a great job of pursuing that they close down those cutback lanes a lot easier than maybe some other defenses would.
Aiden Green has college football players in his family, and just a sophomore, you got to believe there's probably next level calls coming his way. 3rd and long here for West Fargo Horace. Stefanowicz throws down the middle, wide open, and it's caught. Jackson Narum. Pakalak came over to try and deflect it, but it was too late. Narum already had a hold on the football.
Yeah, great job there by Stefanowicz, just sitting back in the pocket and just kind of waiting, and unfortunately our linebackers weren't able to drop back enough, and you're asking guys to cover, deep routes like that. It's going to be a little challenging. So a good third down conversion there for Horus to keep the drive going.
The drive will continue when we come back in the second quarter on the PSP Network.
Time you were certain that your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need. Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
One quarter in the books in this 2A semifinal. West Fargo Horace with a 7-0 lead over the hometown Minot North Sentinels. Fumbled exchange there, but Otterson holds on to it for West Fargo Horace. We talked about Garai, and he had over 100 rushing yards last week against Jamestown in the quarterfinals, but it was Otterson that scored the touchdown in the third quarter, extending West Fargo Horace's lead. Still a valuable running back for West Fargo.
Yeah, and Horus is extremely fortunate. That was a bobbled exchange there that could easily popped out and landed on the turf. So great concentration there by Otterson to kind of at least regain possession of that, and then still was able to get about 4 or 5 yards on the carry anyway.
2nd and 7. Stefanowicz hands off to Otterson. Again, no room to run. Minot North shed those initial blocks and will tackle Otterson after a gain of a yard.
Great job there, North, kind of sealing up there on that second down. Third and mid here, 3rd and 6. You're gonna. It's important here for the defense to kind of force them into a fourth down that's not a 4th and short, and kind of make them kind of choose what they want to do.
There's Bentley and Mendez on the tackle for Minot North. 2 receivers to the wide side of the field for Horus. They threw the ball on 3rd down last time. They'll go run play here with Otterson. Stop at the line. Coming up to make the hit for Minot North, Gavin McKeithen. See what we get here on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Yeah, that was a great job by McKeithen. Just was able to get off that block and shoot into that gap and force a little to no gain. Almost maybe even looked like he might probably even lost a yard here. So this is a big fourth. This is a big fourth down. This is crucial here. And North. The last thing North wants to do is let Horus extend this drive. They need to do a good job here defensively. Tighten up here and force a 4-and-out.
Hawks already 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight. Stefanowicz to pass. Pressure coming. Throws before he's hit. Hand green, but it's through his hands and incomplete. That would have been 6 there for the Hawks. Instead, it's Minot North football.
Yeah, North dodged a huge bullet there. Green was able to just get separation from the get-go and just run that off. So great job defensively, forcing them into a passing situation where it wasn't just going to be a quarterback sneak. So good job defensively. Now North has to take advantage of this. They can't afford a 3-minute drive like they had the last time, and especially keep it penalty free.
Start with Blickery under center. Fakes the handoff to Richardson. He's looking for Jackanet one-on-one. Instead goes to the underneath route with Cameron Jeds. It's a first down. Big hit there at the 45. There is a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage. And if you're the offensive team, that's never a good sign.
No.
Jeds, again, took quite the shot at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and the referee was the one that threw the flag, so you're kind of worried there that might be in the area of a holding there on the offensive line. But I guess we'll wait and see what the call is. But a great play call there for North to kind of take advantage of some of the aggressiveness.
Penalty against the Sentinels. That's what stalled their last drive. And on first down here of their second possession, they're going backwards again to the 15.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate because they were able to have some real good success with that bootleg out there, and so now they have to do a decent job here, a good job of trying to overplay from this mental mistake here and kind of keep the drive going.
3 receivers near side for the Sentinels. Passing down, Blickery gives it to Berg in the backfield still. Now gets to the line of scrimmage. Chased down from behind by number 77, Caden Mansky. And if you didn't believe us that the defensive linemen have a lot of athleticism, Mansky just chased down a running back for Minot North. He's a defensive tackle.
Yeah, I mean, that's just team speed. That's a good definition of team speed. You're going to put when you have guys that have that speed and you can put them on all 3 levels of the defense. That's scary. That's just you really have no opportunity to be successful when you have their linebacking crew that can run anything down. But if you got defensive linemen that can do the same, that's just a headache.
Blickery going to follow his blocks here. Ball's out. Still loose. Horus is going to pick it up. It's still alive. Mansky, after that last great tackle, has a scoop and score touchdown for the Horace Hawks.
Yeah, you watch that replay. I think Blickery kind of had it up a little bit, but a great job there. Got stripped, popped straight up in the air, and then, of course, it's just a rugby scrum there. And Mansky just never came down and picked it and was able to kind of scoop it up. And, this is one of these things when we talked about now, the Horus has come in and they had a long drive in the first half that resulted in points, and now a scoop and score defensively, and they've kind of silenced the crowd here a little bit, and that's exactly probably what they kind of wanted to do.
Yeah, they've silenced the Minot North part of it, not necessarily the Horus part. They are loud and well in attendance here in Minot tonight. Birnbaum's kick is good again. 14-0 lead for Horus. Watch this scoop and score touchdown again on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Caden Mansky for 6.
In Bismarck and Minot seek transformation, ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
All the bleachers here in Minot are chanting, "Let's go Hawks." West Fargo Horace has controlled the first quarter and change of this 2A semifinal football game. A long 6-minute scoring drive to get it underway, led by Ty Garai. And then after their offense was stopped on 4th down, they get a scoop and score touchdown from Caden Mansky to go up 14-0 over the Minot North Sentinels. It'll be Burnt Baum to kick it away. Talked to Minot North head coach Jacob Holman earlier today, and one of the first keys to the game that he brought up was scoring early. Well, still a ways to go in the first half, but you find yourself down 14-0, and you feel like this is a must-score drive if you're Minot North, just to hang on to a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, well, not only is it, it must-score drive, but we need to make sure that we possess the ball a little longer than what we've had in the last 2 possessions. But yeah, this is a drive that they need to go down and they need to get some kind of points on the board, because, I don't think anybody wants to, go get down too many scores against this, against Horus and how their offense has been able to move.
First down carry again for Cole Richardson. 1 yard, another yard, and then he's down. West Fargo Horace allows 9 points per game. They're the #1 rush defense in the state, allowing 34 yards of contest, going up against the #1 rush offense in the state in Minot North, who goes for 219 on the ground every Friday night. It's quite the collision here in Minot. Blickery on play action, rolling out to the near side. Thought about throwing, now is to tuck it as the pressure was coming from behind. Mason Johnson was over there. Also, you had Kason Nordic running him out of bounds.
I've mentioned how well Minot North does rallying to the ball and running and get to the ball. Horus does just as good job too, and that was just, you could see there was a couple times Blickery may have wanted to throw the ball, but Horus did such a great job on the back end covering receivers that he really had no choice but to tuck it up and try to get as many yards as he could.
Another 3rd down play call for Holman. The head coach of the Minot North Sentinels. It'll be a run for Blickery. It's been a 3rd down favorite of a play call for Holman and Minot North. Needed 4 yards and got 5. First down, Sentinels.
Much needed first down or a 3rd down conversion there. That's last thing North wanted to do was give the ball back to Horus on a short possession. So great job there by Blickery picking up that 3rd down. So now the key is just to kind of keep this thing going here and get down the field.
Yeah, Blickery, no stranger running the football. He leads the team in rushing touchdowns with 13 on the season. Jackonet in motion. He'll fake the toss to Richardson. Throw it downfield, double coverage, and that's intercepted. Horus has another takeaway. It's picked off in the secondary by Axel Anderson. He's across midfield, a flag down as Anderson is tackled at the 45-yard line. We'll wait for the call here before the Ryan Family Dealerships replay, but Axel Anderson is going to go over and join the turnover celebration for West Fargo Horace.
I couldn't really tell if the ball got tipped or if he got hit, but it just didn't look like the ball came out of Blickery's hand very well, so that was just kind of fluttered there for an easy interception in that double coverage.
Well, Axel Anderson gets to pick up whatever that turnover celebration thing that Horace has is. It looks like it's just a golden bird on some sort of scepter type thing on the sideline, but more celebration for the Hawks as they turn over the Sentinels twice in this second quarter. A block in the back against Horus puts them back at their own 44-yard line. 1st and 10. The offense back out on the field. Garai in the backfield with the quarterback Stefanowicz. Garai on the run. 6 yards there, right to midfield. 2nd down and 4 for Horus.
Yeah, you notice that Otterson had pretty much that whole possession, that last possession. You let Garai kind of sit on the sideline and get rested, and now he's got fresh legs and he's ready to go, and you could just tell, just evident from that 1st down run, picking up 6 yards.
Side of 7 minutes remaining before our Magic Towing halftime report today on the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us for NDHSAA 2A semifinal football. Pulling out some trickery here, and it's a pass wide open. It's caught at the 15-yard line. Theo Theo Seeley, the touchdown for West Fargo Horace, puts them up 20-0. Aiden Green was the passer.
Yeah, that's one of those that you have, on the back of the playbook, and they've run that same running play forever and had success, and so now they've seen the defense kind of fly to the football there, and Garai was able to hand it off to Green, and I actually kind of thought it was just going to be a nice end and around, but then when he set up the throw, I took my eyes over there and saw Seeley wide open there, so everybody was kind of flowing up to the run, and there was nobody there to cover the receiver.
21-0 lead for West Fargo Horace. 3 touchdowns, 2 takeaways. It's going their way today in Minot in the 2A semifinals.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Coming up after this second quarter, we'll have the Magic Towing halftime report. Remember their phone number, 701-509-4011. Whenever you need a tow serving Western North Dakota, it's Magic Towing. 21-0 lead for West Fargo Horace, already surpassing their points total from a week ago against Jamestown in the quarterfinals. Minot North has already allowed more points than they did to Devils Lake a week ago. Hawks on the road and in the lead. Birnbaum to kick off. They've gone to Flavin both times. He's back to return with Carter Coleman for North. They'll go to Flavin again. He'll pick it up on a bounce at the 15-yard line. Pushed ahead by Coleman and driven into the turf at the 34. Credit the tackle to Lucas Geigley.
Hey, you looked at North there. They just they flipped Flavin and Coleman around, and of course the kicker just did a great job of recognizing, and we've seen North kind of do the same thing. The better return guy, we're just going to, doesn't matter where you put him, we're just going to kick it to the other guy. But a great job by Flavin. He's able to get some good returns and give North some good field position to start. But now it's up to the offense for North to kind of, get themselves back in this ball game.
Getting the footballs correct on the sideline before Minot North can take the snap on first down and 10, starting from their own 34. On the near hash, 2 receivers to the wide side. Also have the tight end this way. Under center I formation for Braden Blickery. His last pass was picked off. 2 plays later, it was a Horus touchdown. Run play for the Sentinels. Again, just 2-3 yards at a time. We mentioned at the very end, right in the middle of our pregame show, the season average for this team was about 6 yards a run, down to 3.5 last week when Dedman was out.
Yeah, that's kind of the unfortunate. You have the big play back like that with Dedman, and how much you miss that on a consistent basis when he's out and he's not available. But now it looks like Carter Coleman's getting a crack here at the running back position for this series.
Just his 40th carry of the year right there. Now a pass intended for Will Bentley. It was almost hit out of the air by linebacker Mason Johnson. Just falls incomplete. 3rd down and 7 already for Minot North.
Yeah, that play, I think, just from the get-go didn't look very smooth. I don't know if there was kind of if Blickery didn't get the snap secure from the center, or if he ran into somebody, but it kind of looked like it was kind of a busted play from the get-go. And now again, 3rd and long, this is going to give that defense from Horus an opportunity to get after the quarterback.
Coleman, Jackanet, and Pakalak to the top of your screen. The wide receivers, Blickery, all kinds of time. Heaves him down the field. It's a wobbling duck, and it's picked off. Cooper Fuchs with the interception. Has some space here and gets across the 50-yard line. A second quarter takeaway.
Yeah, again, you're throwing it up. A great job. First off, a great job up front by North to give Blickery time to kind of get himself set. But just the throw was, it was an underthrown ball, high, lofty one. and you were able to kind of, the defensive back was able to kind of get under there and make a play on it, and he's able to come off with an interception, and this is kind of like the worst case scenario, I guess, if you're a North fan, of like what could possibly go wrong in the first half is, and it's just now on the defense here to kind of limit the damage if they can.
Horus trying to really spring a large first half lead. Garai with a run. He had an offensive lineman fall on top of him there at the very end, and Garai is slow to get up.
Yeah, he had some friendly fire there. His big offensive lineman that does a great job blocking for him kind of came right down on him. He's able to kind of get up on his own, but you can tell he's hobbling off a little bit. I don't know if whether it's his knee or ankle or what it is, or leg of some kind, leg injury of some kind, but he's able to kind of get off on his own power.
Well, last week on the PSP Network, we saw enough running back injuries. One for Minot North, two for Minot High, and another one for Velvet Drake Animus Garrison. Don't want to see a guy like Garai have to miss out in a semifinal, possibly even a championship next week. Able to get off the field on his own power, though, so we should be able to see Garai later on, likely in this quarter or in this game. It's Otterson, though, for now. 1.5 yards. There is a flag down way on the far side by the Hawks bench. And it'll be an illegal formation against West Fargo Horace, so first penalty charge to Horus today. Makes it a 2nd down and 7.
Had some information. It sounded like Garai, he came down on, the offensive lineman came down on his hip when he was on the ground. So, but again, the nice thing was he was able to kind of get up and get off on his own power. But a hip or anything like that, obviously you're probably going to, Otterson is probably going to get the last 4.5 minutes here. There's no real urgency to get Garai back in the game if we don't need to. So Otterson has shown that he can take care of running the football as much as Garai was able to do as well.
Seeley split out wide to the top of your screen here on 2nd down and 8. Stefanowicz hands off to Otterson. Again, West Fargo Horace being extra selective with their downfield passing. A run for Otterson, picks up all the penalty yardage and more. Gets to the 40, a gain of 7 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 2 here for West Fargo Horace. They've scored on a 6-minute drive, a fumble recovery touchdown, and a double reverse pass. The other drive with a 4th down stop inside the 30. Put Johnson in motion in the lane slides like in basketball. Hand off to Otterson looking for that 1st down. He's not going to get there. He only finds the line of scrimmage. Put it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Berg as well as Jez there with the tackle.
Yep, great job there by North to kind of string that along, force Otterson to kind of keep going toward the sideline, not giving him a chance to cut up the field. Was able to push him back, lose a couple yards, but again, Horus is, they're going to go for it here on 4th down. So again, North's defense has got to find a way to have another 4th down stop.
A timeout's going to be called by head coach Harvey McMahon of the West Fargo Horace Hawks before this 4th down and 2 play call. We'll step aside as well. First International Bank and Trust timeout on PSP Network.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
First International Bank and Trust, founded in 1910 and growing to serve rural and urban communities across Arizona, Minnesota, North and South Dakota. Also find them online at FIBT.com, sponsoring the timeouts today. The Hawks have one remaining for the last 2:41 of the first half. Minot North, their head coach Jacob Holman still has 2 timeouts in his pocket here as the first quarter first half starts to come to a conclusion, but a 4th down and 2 for West Fargo Horace. Ball on the Minot North 40-yard line. Far hash mark. They have just one receiver to the wide side of the field. And here's that Wildcat formation we talked to you about in the pregame show. The snap goes to Garai. He's back in the game and making a difference. Garai, shoelace tackle from Will Bentley prevents what maybe have been a touchdown run.
Yeah, that was first off, it's good to see Garai was able to come back in the game. But yeah, that double Wildcat there, they did a great job initially up front to kind of force him to bounce a little bit, but then they didn't have the help that they had been seeing throughout some of those stretch plays, and Garai was able to kind of get up there and not for that shoestring tackle, he's probably running into the end zone.
Replay today brought to you by Ryan Family Dealerships. For 50 years, Ryan has been a trusted name for car buyers in western North Dakota. Shop their entire inventory at driveryan.com or visit one of their 5 locations in Minot and Williston. First down for Horus. Ball at the 32 of Minot North. Otterson with the run. He starts going upfield after some horizontal running. First down and 10 into the ServPro red zone. Go the Hawks.
Now that was a good hard run there by Otterson. He kind of bounced off some guys, and North didn't do the best job of wrapping up and tackling there on that one. He allowed Otterson to pick up a few more extra yards there, but this is just a nice 1-2 combination with Otterson and Garai. Garai kind of is, he kind of wears down the defense, and Otterson's able to kind of sneak through and bounce off guys.
Dylan Otterson stays in the game. Stefanowicz in the shotgun, ball at the 20-yard line. That's in the ServPro red zone. It's Otterson on the ground. So nice tackling there for Minot North. And it looked like Will Bentley there with the tackle. 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration at ServPro. Down to 1:16 remaining in the second quarter on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Horus with a 21-0 lead. Winner to the state championship game. It's either program's first. Otterson now to the right of Taylor Stefanowicz. Run play. Nothing new here for West Fargo Horace. Taken out at about the shins. Extra pushing and shoving there by the Hawks will push them back after gaining a first down.
Horace has really only had a couple miscues, and I think they've both just been on the penalties. I don't think, offensively, they really haven't done a whole lot to kind of hurt themselves a little bit. It's just been the penalties have kind of affected some drives here by Horus, and that's just a little extra love there by the blocking and kind of going to the echo of the whistle, which you kind of like to see every once in a while. But when you do it right in front of a referee, it's kind of a hard one for the referee to not call.
Yeah, watching the film on the Horace Hawks throughout this season, it's evident that they take the play through the whistle very clearly. That time a little bit too much, a little bit too obvious as Pakalak hit the turf. They did pick up the first down, but then you back up 15 yards to the 25. They're out of the red zone, but again, a new set of downs here for Horus. So start the clock, 45 seconds to go before halftime. Stefanowicz hands off to Otterson. Otterson breaks free past the 15. Another first down run. Give Otterson 18 more.
Yeah, the one miscue they had, and then Otterson's able to come back and pick up a first down and pick up some of the penalty yards. So that's something that North was unable to do when they had some miscues penalty wise. Horus has been able to capitalize on.
Still, the Hawks can pick up a first down on this drive. They have the ball at the 12. Play action to Otterson. Minot North drops back, so Stefanowicz tucks it and runs to the goal line. Makes it through the contact, holds onto the football for a Horus touchdown.
We said in the pregame, Stefanowicz is more of a pocket passer, but when you give him an opportunity and you completely collapse the one side and your outside contain isn't there, it doesn't matter if pocket passer or not. When there's no defenders on that side and you can scramble and get yards, and then 6'5" body frame can force your way into the end zone. That's a pretty, you'll take that 10 times out of 10. So good drive there by Horus that capitalized into a touchdown.
With 7 seconds to spare in the second quarter, a 12-yard touchdown run from Taylor Stefanowicz puts the Hawks up 28-0. Back with more on the PSP Network.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck, because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
Today's broadcast of high school football on the PSP Network is brought to you in part by Shields of Minot and Bismarck. They have every sporting good possible, along with footwear and fashion. Shop online at shields.com. A proud supporter of the PSP Network's mission of promoting local athletes. Just 7 seconds to go. Horus is 100% going to kick this one in play. Just try and see if they can get the second quarter over here, but there's a chance Minot North's offense can come back onto the field. Their quarterback, Braden Blickery, 2 first-half interceptions.
I think North here, they just need some kind of spark, whether it's in this last 7 seconds or coming out of halftime. They need some kind of spark offensively, or something needs to start going their way here a little bit.
Low kick. Schaefer did touch it, so they're going to start the clock before Caden Flavin gets his hands on the football. 2 seconds, 1 second. There's the horn. See if the officials do put a second back on the clock. They will not. Both teams head to the locker room. And West Fargo Horace, the happier of the two. 28-0 lead at the break here in Minot. We'll break down the first half when we return for the Magic Towing halftime report on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Time for the Magic Towing halftime report on the PSP network. Remember their phone number is 701-509-4011. Whenever you need a tow, there's no job too big or too small for Magic Towing, serving Western North Dakota. And maybe if you're a Horus fan watching from out east, Magic Towing will come out that way. So put their number in your phone, 701-509-4011. Well, as the scoreboard would suggest, it was a dominant first half for West Fargo Horace today. For Minot North, it's not the worst it's ever been against Horace. The first meeting this season, it was 33-0 at the half, but obviously now things are not looking good for the Sentinels.
No, that first half, you really saw North kind of struggle offensively, and that's something that we didn't see here a lot during the season. And they were able to have success, and even when they had some miscues, they were able to kind of recoup from that, and it just hasn't been the case for North in this first half. So now you take the time here in halftime, you get in the locker room, and now the game plan has to kind of change here a little bit. Do you deviate from what you've been wanting to do as far as running the football? Maybe. Blickery's kind of struggled throwing the football here a little bit, on those almost back-to-back possessions, throwing up, having those interceptions that proved to be costly because I believe Horus went down and scored off both of them. And so it seemed like everything that could go wrong for North did in that first half. And so now it's, but we've been around, we've been around this game enough to know that, sometimes when teams have had success and everything seems to be rolling and clicking, the last thing you want to do is go into the locker room at halftime. You'd as soon just rather keep playing. And so now, we've seen at times you do see it every once in a while that momentum kind of halts a little bit just by going in at halftime, and really all North needs is a spark of some kind, whether it's on the special teams on this opening kickoff to start the second half, or some kind of offensive play, some kind of break to bounce their way here a little bit to give them a little bit of a spark here in the second half, because I don't think anybody wants to see them go down another score or two or whatever. I think that's the last thing anybody wants, but you got to give credit to Horus. They've been they capitalized on the mistakes that North had in that first half, and their offenses, they haven't had to throw the ball, and I think that they've only put it in the air a couple times, and one of them was a trick play that went for a touchdown. So they don't have to throw the football when they've been able to run the football well in that first half, and so I would probably see them continue to do that there between Garai and Otterson, just those two just being able to carry the load here in the second half.
With a defensive focus here, looking back at that first half, if you're West Fargo Horace, 3 takeaways. You score on all of them, including the scoop and score there from Caden Mansky. Scored the last 2 times you have the football on offense, all set up by the interceptions. They are definitely in the head of Braden Blickery.
Oh, yeah. And not only Blickery, but I think, probably some other guys that are on the field too. I think that's one thing that North has not had to do a lot this year is play from the 2 times that we've seen it has been from the same opponent. That's really kind of been able to kind of impose their will on North where on the rest of the season, North's been able to be the one that's kind of done that. So this is this is really only the second time that they've really had their backs against the wall coming into the second half as far as what do we need to do. But you can look back at some other circumstances as well. But the main thing is, in this second half, if you're North, you have to get some kind of sustainable drive going this first time when you get the ball here to start the third quarter. The last thing that anybody wants to do is give Horus the ball back with all the momentum. You have to find a way to have a sustainable drive and get the thing in the end zone. And if that means it's 4 down territory from the time you get the ball, then so be it. That's just going to be one thing that they're going to have to strive to do in the second half.
Yeah, the scoreboard right here for West Fargo Horace on the VNC National Bank scoreboard. 28 points in the first half. They're the first team since St. Mary's 6 weeks ago to score over 21 points against this Minot North team. That was also the Sentinels' last loss when they allowed 42 in double overtime to the Saints. When we come back in the Magic Towing halftime report, we'll take a look at the scores from around the state. Also, get you up on what the next broadcasts are on the PSP network as we close out this semifinal weekend in North Dakota.
Whether it's getting an education, making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go, the team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. Entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Well, it's 28-0 here in Minot on the BNC National Bank scoreboard in this 2A semifinal. As for the other 3 games in the state tonight, color commentator Cory McIver has the updates thanks to North Dakota Score Feed.
Well, we take a look at the other game in the AA division with about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Red River looks like they're going to hang on to their undefeated record. They're leading Wahpeton 35-22. In the 2 AAA games, the other game here in town, Minot High and Fargo Davies. Fargo Davies at the half leads Minot High 17-7. Halftime in the other game, West Fargo Cheyenne is leading Bismarck 21-10. So looks like some second halves in those AAA games. There's probably going to be a little bit of a push there, for Minot and Bismarck to make some ground there as well too. So, but as far as the AA, looks like looks like Red River's comfortably hanging on to that win with Wahpeton, but with 3 minutes, you're still not sure what's going to happen until the clock hits all zero. So, but it looks like Red River kind of has that one comfortably in hand as well.
This will be the 31st Dakota Bowl since we started calling it that. Red River has never appeared in any of them. This could be a first for the undefeated Red River Rough Riders this season. West Fargo Horace, who lost to those Rough Riders in overtime late in the regular season and what ended up being the EDC championship game, they obviously want to get back and face Red River once again in the Fargo Dome next week. They just have to hold on in the second half to a 28-point lead that they built in half number 1 here from Minot. We'll have the third quarter kickoff when we return on the PSP Network. This has been the Magic Towing Halftime Report.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
We appreciate you tuning in tonight on the PSP Network for AA and AAA football semifinals, both from Minot. And the Minot team's not faring too well tonight. Minot North right here trailing West Fargo Horace 28-0 on the VNC National Bank scoreboard. Tune in tomorrow starting at 1:30 for the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. It's number 2 Velva Drake Animus Garrison against number 6 Langdon Area in the single A semifinals right here on the PSP Network. Kickoff scheduled for 2 o'clock. We're underway with the second half here from Sentinel Stadium. No return. Kick it over the head of Caden Flavin this time. Again, a very good kicker for West Fargo Horace, Jacob Birnbaum. And, you know, you just envision what could happen in the game. You always kind of want to see a walk-off field goal to win it. And these two teams possess the kickers to do so. But Horace right now going to rely on that defense to pitch a shutout and not have to worry about late-game drama.
Yeah, that was a great job by Horace's kicker there to boot that thing in the back of the end zone and you know, you're going to force Minot North to go 80 yards to, you know, get something in the end zone and against this very stout, good defense.
First time we see good old fullback dive for the Minot North Sentinels. It's Evan Berg flipping ahead for 7 yards to the Sentinel 27-yard line. And right back on the line of scrimmage. Here comes the tempo from Coach Holman's team. They'll go to Richardson. He's tackled in the backfield. Tell you what, that number 11, Mason Johnson, we talked about in the keys of the game, fly around. He's been just that. No huddle here for Minot North. They know the play calls coming out here in the third quarter. This time it's play action. Blickery will tuck and run, trying to set up a block. He's got the first down out to the 35-yard line. Tackle made by Israel Bauer, as well as Kason Nordic for West Fargo Horace. First down to the 37, and again, no huddle. Got to do some shifting here on the Minot North offensive line. They're going to run to where they have all those O linemen with Richardson. Now cuts it back to the near side. Richardson is tripped up. Nearly sprung that one for a big game. It was Axel Anderson with the tackle, not to be confused by the other Axel Anderson on the team, number 67. Fullback dive to Berg. There's some steam building up for Minot North.
Yeah, I like what they've done here. You know, they're coming out. They're completely different game plan. We're going to go no huddle. We're going to up tempo this thing a little bit and not give that defense a chance to really get set.
It's like just pressing on the accelerator and say no brakes. Here we go. This time it's another half yard, maybe a full yard gain for the Sentinels. Blickery quickly gets the play call in from the sideline. Oh, now a late flag. Horus is celebrating this. Must have been something that North said. And that's the easiest way to slow down your momentum is by an unsportsmanlike.
Huge momentum killer here if that is against North, which Horus is kind of celebrating the fact that it might very well be.
I'll tell you what, Coach Holman and the entire coaching staff there, they are not going to like that because, especially in this point, down 28 points, you just keep your head down, you keep looking forward, and you try and make a small dent in this deficit, and to get an unsportsmanlike penalty like that, almost unacceptable.
Yeah, it's just something that you know that you're trying to do so much, and they were having success, and they were moving the ball down the field, and I think obviously frustration starts to kick in when guys are looking at scoreboards, and then of course some things get said, and of course and then unfortunately you get flagged for it.
2nd and 19 for West Fargo Horace. Massive hit there. I'm sorry, this is 2nd and 24 for Minot North. Pops right back up.
That was just impressive that everybody involved in that hit was able to pop up and be ready to play in the next play, because Blicker he took a shot, and the guy that delivered it, they both kind of collided at the same time. So that was one of those things that you probably, if we had a microphone down there, we probably would have heard as clear as day.
Still 3rd and long here for Minot North. Blickery throws over the middle. Coleman is hit right as that ball arrived. Perfectly timed by Cooper Fuchs.
Yeah, that was a great pass breakup there. Blickery put it right on the spot, right where he needed to with Coleman, and Coleman just he wasn't able to hold on to it, and great job by Horus's defense to force a 3-and-out and punt situation here.
So you only possessed the ball 4 times in the first half. You're down 4 scores. Are you surprised by punting it even with an almost impossible 4th down and 18?
A little bit. I mean, you look at it, you're going to get, even if you don't convert, you're going to give the ball back at midfield anyway. So, I mean, with down 4 scores, you do want to take that advantage. But, hopefully here the defense can kind of rise up a little bit and kind of keep Horus's offense at bay and maybe give your offense a chance here, on a quick 3-and-out or maybe even capitalize on a turnover yourself.
5 drives for Minot North tonight. 2 punts, and there's been a fumble and 2 interceptions in the middle of the Harris and Schaefer kicks. So the Hawks offense back out onto the field. As we expected, Ty Garai returns to the backfield with Taylor Stefanowicz, the top running backs in the state. They'll go to Garai here on 1st down, gets to the edge. There's a flag right around where Stefanowicz was in the backfield. There was 2 players down, both of them linemen. It will be a hold against the Horace Hawks, so they'll be backed up 10 yards inside their own. Looks like it'll be inside their own 15-yard line.
Looks like Garai is limping off the field again. I don't know if he re-aggravated that hip or leg that he banged up in the first half, but he kind of needed some help getting up off the field and onto the sideline. But yeah, a huge break there for North on that holding penalty, pushing Horus back. Now it's on North's defense to kind of capitalize off this miscue.
1st and 20. Stefanowicz now has Otterson as the running back. 2 receivers near side, 1 to his right. Otterson slips through 1 tackle, slips through another. For the 3rd time that Minot North wraps him up, they'll finally bring him to the ground. Tyler Kippen. Sorry, Harrison Schaefer with tackle. So West Fargo Horace, you're rarely going to see them pass it in this second half. They are going to be going all in on winning that time of possession battle, limiting Minot North's possessions. As we said, they only touched the ball 4 times to the Sentinels in that first half, and already 1 possession's gone by here in the 3rd quarter. It's like just about the same formation for the Hawks here on 2nd down and 20. A handoff to Otterson. Tackle for loss for the Sentinels. Still trying to drive there, but a loss of yards, a loss of 4 for Otterson inside of 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I think you're, obviously 3rd and long like this, more times than not, teams are going to think, yeah, we're going to put the ball in the air, but Horus is more than content with having a 4-score lead and the clock running. They're just going to simply just, hand this ball off or, some kind of running play of some kind and just continue to keep this clock running.
Bauer is the receiver closest to us. Out of your picture right now. 4 receivers set here for the Hawks. Blickery blitzing. Stefanowicz steps up, throws over the head of his intended target, Aiden Green. It does stop the clock. No interception there, and Horus will punt for the first time tonight.
Yeah, great job with Blickery coming off the edge there on that blitz, and maybe even getting in the vision of Stefanowicz. He was able to step up in the pocket and just kind of overshot the receiver a little bit. But this was the spark that North was kind of looking for. They're forcing a punt, and they're obviously going to get themselves some good field position off it as well.
Punting from inside the end zone are the Hawks. Stefanowicz does get it away. It'll be fair caught and muffed by Pakalak. He does recover it from Minot North, but it's back to the 49-yard line, and things almost took a severe turn for the worse.
That could have been disastrous on an epic scale if he was able to, if that punt would have went through his hands and Horus would have been able to recover that. But now here North, they showed in that opening possession of the 3rd quarter, they went a little no huddle and they had a little up tempo and they moved the ball. Let's see if they continue to do that. They've got good field position, half the field to put the ball in the end zone.
Blickery has not completed many passes today. In fact, just 12 completions in his last 2 games. Jet sweep here to Flavin. All kinds of white jerseys there to throw him out of bounds. So he was tackled inbounds. Clock continues to run. Gain of 3 yards for Flavin.
Again, you're seeing Horus's defense just flying around, and they're not making they're not allowing a lot of cutback lanes on that jet sweep.
And pretty quick. The Sentinel offense goes back to work. This will be a first down. How about that? Extra effort at the end for Cole Richardson.
Yeah, that was
his glove. It looked like
that was a great job by Richardson there. He's coming off the field. That was a good hard run, and you could tell that there's not a whole lot of quit left. There's not a whole lot of quit by North's offense here. They're still trying to impose their will on as far as the ground game goes.
Hand off to Coleman, tries to bounce this one outside. Quick to fill that hole was Fuchs. Tell you what, even as a safety, just for his defensive work, a Sport Clips MVP nominee.
Yeah, they've got guys. Horus has guys on that defensive side of the ball that are just flying around, and they don't really care if they get burnt on 1 or 2 big plays. They're just going to come after you.
Long, drawn-out play action here from Blickery. Throws to Bentley, makes the catch, whiffs on the tackle. Bentley to the 10, gets a block from Jacquinette, springs it for a Minot North touchdown. Watch it again on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Great job, and again, this is, that safety kind of takes that 50-50 chance. He might try to come up and either make an interception or knock it down, and he wasn't able to break up that pass, and so they were, North was able to complete the pass and score the touchdown, and this could be that spark that I talked about at halftime that North was looking for in the second half. This could be that this could be that advantage, that spark that North needs to get themselves back in this ball game.
Will Bentley had just 3 catches for 31 yards on the season. That is a 35-yard touchdown catch here in the semifinal round. Kick is blocked. Horus thought they could return it, but it's blown dead right away. And the score will stay on the VNC National Bank scoreboard. Horus 28, Minot North 6, but the Sentinels have some life here in the second half.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food reward program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
We have a final from out in Grand Forks. The Red River Rough Riders, a 35-22 win over the Wahpeton Huskies. The Rough Riders making their first state championship appearance since 1987. Been a while.
Yeah.
Neither of these two teams have ever been to one. In fact, they've only been around for a combined 3 seasons. West Fargo Horace in a position to be Red River's opponent in the Fargo Dome next week, but Minot North, who scored the last touchdown, now will go to a bit of an onside kick. Pretty sure that's illegal at all other levels to kick it just straight up in the air. It's brought down by Gavin Stone, so it'll be Horus possession. Risky one there.
Yeah, I mean, smart idea, as far as North is concerned, catching, see if they could catch Horus off guard on that. Kick it to a guy that's probably not used to catching the football, but great concentration there by the guy that was able to come down with it, knowing that he had a guy running full speed at him. So good job there. Now again, North's defense kind of hold them to another 3 and out.
Starting from their own 40-yard line, near side hash. Stefanowicz hands off to Otterson. Again, not seeing Garai in the backfield. He's come out of the game twice with an apparent hip injury, being landed on by his own teammate. Another TFL, saw 66 Max Hall in the backfield among plenty of others, including Ethan Howie. Howie was injured last week against Devil's Lake, but he's recovered quickly.
You can tell Horus's run game, as good of a runner as Otterson is, that can spell Garai, as much as he can. Again, it's just like the equivalent of North with Deadman out and having your backup running backs asked to kind of carry the load a little bit. You see kind of the ineffectiveness that Horus has with that.
Stefanowicz drops back to throw, heaves this one down the field. It is caught! Oh no, the turf jarred the ball loose. Green, after he had one go through his hands for a touchdown in the first half, I thought for sure he hung on to this one. Watch it again on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
I don't think Stefanowicz could probably put that ball in any better spot for Green to catch. I mean, that was great coverage by the Sentinel defender. I mean, that was just a great throw altogether. We're
going to have to watch that one again.
That was, in high school, if you had the red flag, now would be the time to throw it out there. But, that was a great throw. Good defender was there. Green laid out like you would ask your receiver to do in a playoff game anyway.
3rd down and 10. There's Garai. Ty Garai right up the middle. Can he outrun the defensive back? Stiff arm breaks him free. Ty Garai, you're back in the football game. A touchdown run of 60 yards, and Horus goes back up by 4, scores.
And a lot of times you probably won't notice, but right at the end there, right as the defender was coming, you saw how Garai shifted the ball over to the sideline arm, knowing that if the defender was going to poke that out, the ball was probably, the best chance was the ball was going to go out of bounds. A great job there moving the ball over, so it allowed that infield arm to be there for that stiff arm and was able to get that separation to go into the end zone.
Ty Garai, I was so impressed when I watched the film of that kid. He is definitely one of the top running backs North Dakota has to offer. Just a junior. He's also a pretty good lacrosse player, Cory. You don't hear many of those in North Dakota. Ty Garai with a rushing touchdown, 60 yards for the Hawks. They lead by 29.
Why do I bank at First Western? Easy. They take care of their customers.
That's right, Carson. You may be number 11 on the field, but at First Western, you and our customers are never just a number.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
When our customers call with a question, we answer their call personally.
Now that's pro-level service.
Thanks, Carson. Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
Today's game on the PSP Network brought to you in part by Planet Pizza. There's no pizza like it. Call now at 701-852-1700. Place an order. Serving the Magic City for over 25 years. Also want to thank the UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot. Inside the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. It's the UPS store. Their hours Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 7, and on Saturdays from 8:30 to 3. PNC National Bank scoreboard reads Horus 35, Minot North 6, 4:08 remaining in the third quarter. Here on the PSP Network. Hopefully some of you that are joining us now came from that Red River Wahpeton game. Congratulations to the Rough Riders. Their trip to the 2A state championship game, trying to figure out who their opponent's going to be next week. Another touchback there from Birnbaum. And the Sentinels will start on their own 20. So you go down, you score a touchdown, Minot North. You think a stop, another score turns this one around. You've cut the deficit all the way in half from halftime, and Horus says, not today.
Yeah, that's just a compliment to the run game and that Horus has with Garai and you know how special of a player that runner he is. And was able to kind of break free from that original line of scrimmage in that first wave, and then when it looked like the defender from North was going to come and make the tackle, the awareness to shift the ball and get ready for the stiff arm there.
First down, fullback dive to Evan Berg. The unsung hero of this offense. We only really say his name when he carries the football, but when he's blocking for those running backs, he is really, really good. Minot North is using, it looks like, a jumbo kind of offensive line. They're putting an extra offensive lineman to one side. It's not really working right now against Horus.
Yeah, again, you've got Horus's defense. We talked about them in the pregame. We talked about it throughout the game. How stingy of a defense that is. Only allowing 9 points a game and giving up only about 70 yards of total offense. You're seeing that here in this. When you have a lead like this and Horus is able just to kind of turn loose on defense, you're going to end up having a lot of success with a sack there.
Blickery was scrambling, and he has brought down Toby Ritterath with the sack. 4th down and 5 upcoming for Minot North. And they will punt. And that is, I guess if you're West Fargo Horace, kind of a sign of a white flag.
Yeah, I think you're kind of you're getting to the point here now, late in the third quarter with one remaining, that you're unless you're at midfield, there's really no sense in trying to go for a 4th and 8 when you're on your own 20.
Flag down. It's a punt that will be returned by Israel Bauer, but I think he's going to get flagged for a holding here. Maybe we can see it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we didn't catch all of it, but yeah, he kind of pulled the defender, pulled the guy from North down here, and it actually kind of fortunate that the ball didn't hit him, and it looked like it bounced off the leg of the Fargo North, or the Minot North football player. So they're kind of fortunate there, but obviously a clear-cut hold there for Horus, and they're gonna back up to start this drive.
Into the third quarter from Dwayne Carlson Stadium. Elsewhere here in Minot, Fargo Davies has a 17-7 lead. Final 12 minutes there. Minot High with the football. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter here from Sentinel Stadium up on North Hill. Hawks take over from their own 39. Last play on offense, a 60-yard rushing touchdown for Ty Garai. Extra blockers to the right side of the line. Double Wildcat formation. They'll go to Garai with the direct snap. Garai, he's tripped up in the backfield. He had a lot of blocks there in front of him if he just kept his footing.
Yeah, if he would have been able to, keep his feet here, he had plenty of guys up there blocking. That would have been a much larger gain than what it was. But I think you're going to see, Almost looks like they're going to stick with this double wildcat because Garay went back and got the play call here, and he's calling it in the huddle.
It's a little bit like what you saw in the past with the Beulah Miners, a 2A football dynasty before they went down a class to single A. Occasionally they'll snap it to one of those H-backs. Here's a reverse. Hand it off to Jackson Narum. Saw him make a big catch in the first half. This time Narum driven backwards. His forward progress was stopped at the 43-yard line. Brings up 3rd down, and we'll call it 6.
It's just so as far as the defense, when you're looking at that double wildcat with both of the backs with their arms out, you don't, first off, you don't know which one of them is going to get the snap, and then you got all that moving parts going on, and that really takes focus off of those linebackers, because now you're watching guys and your eyes are going all over the place, and now you got Horus back in more of a traditional offensive set here.
And Stefanowicz, the quarterback, back in the game on 3rd and 6. Play action, throws over the middle, it's caught. There was a lot of contact there, maybe worthy of a flag, but Mason Johnson holds on to this football.
Yeah, great concentration there by Johnson. Yeah, it looked like the defender did come maybe a little early there. The sideline from Horus was looking for a pass interference call, but a great job there by Johnson being able to hold on to the ball, withstand the contact, pick up a first down. Probably going to run, able to run the rest of the clock out here in the 3rd quarter going into the 4th.
Minute 13 and counting down in quarter number 3 here from Minot North High School. 3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left of Taylor Stefanowicz. He'll give it to Garay. Garay trying to get to the edge. He does. Down his own sideline, maybe just short of the line to gain. Gain of 8 for number 8.
That was good stretch play, and again, as well as North was playing that stretch play in the first half, they weren't able to kind of keep him going laterally to the sideline. He was able to turn up the field, and when he was able to do that, then he was able to start getting downhill and was able to pick up a pretty good chunk of yardage there on first down to make it 2nd and short.
Shotgun snap to Stefanowicz. Another run play for Ty Garay. Says not that way. And then cuts right back into 2 Minot North defenders. Eventually brought down by Evan Berg. One more play likely in this 3rd quarter. Horus can run it down to about 8 seconds before they snap it. Ahead of 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
Nice job defensively there by North. They were actually able to, first time in a long time, they were able to kind of bottle up Garay there, where he wasn't able to cut back like he would like. There, they had good pursuit on the back end on that.
Timeout called by Harvey McMahon of the West Fargo Horace Hawks. It's the First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field. 12 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Back with more on the PSP Network.
Today, we deliver more wonderful birthdays at Trinity Health Family Birth Center. We offer all new private, family-centered suites. Our maternity team provides more personalized support, advanced care, and the reassurances of a NICU and a neonatologist on staff. Take a virtual tour at trinityhealth.org/Family Birth Center. Trinity Health, making more possible.
We'll know 2 matchups for Dakota Bowl 31 next Friday after tonight's football action is complete. In 3A right now, Fargo Davies and West Fargo Cheyenne currently in the lead. In the regular season, that game was a West Fargo Cheyenne win 3-0. That would make for an entertaining nightcap in the Fargo Dome next week if it's anything similar to that. In 2A, Grand Forks Red River awaiting a winner here. And as we get to the very end of the 3rd quarter, it's set up to be West Fargo Horace leading by 29 points. Tomorrow, have the single A and 9-man semifinals. Direct snap to the Wildcat quarterback, Ty Garay. First down run, and they'll stop the clock momentarily, but that should bring about quarter number 4. Cory again, a little bit of a limp there. He's going to come off to the sideline. But a larger break as the horn sounds here in Sentinel Stadium. 12 more minutes to go. Horus is setting their sights on Fargo.
The dictionary defines community as a group of people living in the same place or sharing common goals. Community is the largest part of our name, and we make it the largest part of our business. We support our local schools, organizations, youth programs, and local events from Bowman to Bismarck, because we all share a common goal to better the quality of life in our communities. Come bank with us at Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your real community bank.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit off, 7, pressure, points, yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Once today's game goes final, we'll have the planning team financial advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit them online at planningteam.com. The Horace Hawks are working toward one more touchdown here in the semifinal football game. Ty Garai with the run and a first down. Name our Sport Clips MVP. So always name the move of the game. Quite a few options for this Horus squad today. Headlined by the defense. Garai's played great, but like we expected, the defense took this one over.
Yeah, that defense we talked about early, in pregame and early, how effective they are when, not allowing teams to score a lot of points and not allowing offenses to have a lot of total yards.
Bad snap here through the hands of Stefanowicz. Does pick it up, but that is a huge loss on the sack. It'll be Kippen credited with that one. And a loss of 16 yards. Brings up second down and 26.
Yeah, one of very few miscues by Horus all night. A few penalties on some opening drives in the first half, and then just the missed snap there. So really, there hadn't been a whole lot of negative things that have really affected Horus throughout the ball game. So, just one of those things you just want to make sure you clean up before next week.
Go back to the shotgun snap with Taylor Stefanowicz. Hands ball off to Garai. This time he stopped after a 1-yard gain. Maybe I'll give him 2 yards. That might be his shortest carry of the game. I had one that went for 0. Minot North is saying they have the football here, but the officials will give it back to Horus. Today's broadcast on the PSP Network also brought to you in part by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Over 25 years of experience as your heating and air experts and the factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. There's no other choice to seal your heating and air game. Stefanowicz to throw over the middle. That looks to be through the hands of Paxton Bakalak. There is a flag down. Bakalak muffed a punt earlier and missed out on an interception. If this flag is it against Minot North.
Yeah, probably one of the easier interceptions the defensive back could ask for that just simply slipped through the hands of Bakalak. But that could very well be all for naught because it looked like the penalty's going to be an eligible man downfield there on Horus. It looks like North's declining the penalty, bring up 4th down.
Fourth down for West Fargo Horus. They're kind of in that interesting part of the field where they are going to be going for it. It is 4th down and 26. Stefanowicz in the gun. Otterson motions out of the backfield into the slot. 4 receivers to this side. Everybody running downfield, trying to get to the sticks. Stefanowicz trying to buy some time. He's pressured by Berg, gets the ball away. It is incomplete. Again, some early contact by Gunnar Jost, but they'll let it go. A turnover on downs.
That I think Jost got a little. I'm not going to say lucky, but that was a lot of early contact, kind of right before the football, and give the credit to North. They were able to kind of hold them there on that 4th down. Obviously, once they saw Otterson kind of shift out of the backfield, obviously they knew it was going to be a passing down, so they're just going to bringing the house on a blitz, and they forced Stefanski out on Stefanowicz, out on a rolling out, so he wasn't able to kind of get set up and make a good throw on that. So great job by the North defense to kind of turn the ball over.
Head coach Harvey McMahon for West Fargo Horace still on the field for a little bit. Talking about that last call, or no call actually. 1st down and 10 from their own 34-yard line for Minot North. Braden Blickery on 1st down, wrapped up in the backfield, does fall forward for a yard. We have more late flags. It looked like there was a bit of a high tackle there from Horus, but it came in well after that. It will be a horse collar against the Hawks. Minot North, the 1st down.
Yeah, the big thing here this last 9.5 minutes, this is where obviously emotions are going to be running a little high on both sides. The last thing you really want to do is do something that really is going to hurt your ball club, either yourself as an individual or your ball club altogether. You just want to make sure you get out of this last 9.5 minutes not doing anything really detrimental to your team.
Jet sweep to Jacquinette. Now they'll toss it back to Pakalak. He is the backup QB. Throws it downfield. It's a 3rd interception. Jackson Narum will just trot out of bounds. A 4th takeaway for us by the West Fargo Horace Hawks.
I think
if we have it here on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay, not any of it. Actually.
Yeah, that just seemed like North was just trying to do a little too much there and try to duplicate kind of the success that Horus had on their trick play with one of their own, and you kind of almost have to tell that guy that after he gets the ball on the reverse and obviously he's going to set up the throw, the guy's got to be almost wide open if you're going to be throwing the football. There was 3 defenders over there where the ball was going to be thrown, and if you see that, you're almost better off just tucking the ball up and getting as many yards as you can.
Starters still in for West Fargo Horace. They go back to Garai, who's been banged up today. Fighting through it with a gain of 5 yards on 1st down. I mean, if you're Coach McMahon, you look at the scoreboard, you look ahead to next week, you start thinking maybe this is the last drive for sure that the number 1s are out on the field.
I would think so. I think if you're obviously you don't want to assume that the game is in hand, but you're pretty confident that this is going to be probably the last drive that some of your main guys are going to be in, especially your running back Garai that's been banged up the last couple, and he's been able to get off the field. I think you give him a couple more carries. Looks like they've already subbed him out at least for this play.
Aiden Green in motion. We've seen this play quite a bit. Green slides down in the backfield, maybe just slipped on the turf. Well, Cameron Jez will get the tackle.
Yeah, I think you either slipping on the turf or just realizing he wasn't going to get a whole lot there, and no sense fighting for yards that he's probably not going to get, and you run the risk of turning the ball over. You just go ahead and slide down and take the knee. You stay in bounds. You keep the clock running, and that's really what Horus is their whole game plan here for the remainder of the 4th quarter. Is when we have the ball, we're gonna do things that keep the clock running.
Hand off to Dylan Otterson. Otterson gets back to the 45. It'll be 4th down and 5 yards to go. Horus has punted the ball 1 time, and Stefanowicz is their punter. He's going to drop back here. I think Stefanowicz thought maybe Horus would be going for it based on his reaction for the play call, but And no sense in it. They're going to be punting.
Yeah, and really, as far as Horus is concerned, really no hurry. I mean, I would, use as much of the play clock as possible.
Delay
and just
a game even.
Yeah, just keep the clock running as much as possible.
They'll snap it with 6 on the play clock. Stefanowicz gets it away. This hangs up in the air and will bounce at the 36. Takes a Horus roll to the 31-yard line. First down and 10 coming up for the Minot North Sentinels. 8-2 on the season is Minot North. They have 6 minutes and 58 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, and they need 4 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Bit of a tall task.
Yeah, well, we always say there's, it's not a 0% chance of something happening like that, but the percentage is usually pretty low for that to happen. But, with that much time left, you never know. You just have to start with this first play.
And on first down, it's 1 yard for Cole Richardson. So looked like Gage Falloon in there. They also had Cole Somerville, Abram Germanson for West Fargo Horace. It's going to be hard to hand out an MVP to that defense.
Yeah, it's going to be different. This might be a team award there if you're looking at a defensive player for Horus.
Quick screen pass here to Jackinet. That is backwards. Horus can pick it up. They will. Israel Bauer will go all the way. West Fargo Horace forces their 5th turnover in the game. It's because it went right through the hands of Josiah Jackinet.
Yeah, and you see there at the bottom of the screen, you see the referee was in perfect position and made the right call. That ball was clearly behind the line of scrimmage when it was thrown, and he indicated the signal there with his pointing out, in the backfield with the fist there. So a great job there by the official to recognize that, and even better job by the horse defender to realize that he didn't hear a whistle, and we're just going to scoop it up. And
Jackinet gave up on the play right away.
Yeah.
Israel Bauer with the 2nd scoop and score of the night for West Fargo Horace. Again, it is a lead above 30 points, so the clock will continue running. Birnbaum with the extra point. West Fargo Horace 42, Minot North 6. Israel Bauer with the 2nd defensive touchdown of the game for the Horace Hawks.
Jersey Mike slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice. Oh yeah.
Order for Danny?
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Post-game show tonight on the PSP Network, also sponsored by Shots Crossroads, their post-game headquarters. Order online at shotscrossroads.com for their delicious menu that includes the famous number 99. Team buses are always welcome. Your post-game headquarters. West Fargo Horace will have a happy bus ride home. It's a long one, but their next bus ride won't be all that long. Just up north to the Fargo Dome. Northeast, I guess. .523 remaining in the football game. A 36-point lead for the visiting Horace Hawks. There will be a return by Flavin. Runs right into contact there at the 31. A lot of chaos happening way behind the play. None of the referees saw it, so no flags will come out, but we had Aiden Bioni, we had Braxton Thompson and Tyler Kippen going at it, and that was back at the Horace 30-yard line.
Yeah, you had the two guys from North that were blocking the one, and actually the Horace guy actually was the one that pulled the North guy down on top, and then they just kind of rolled, and then, of course, the jawing back and forth went on, and like you said, there wasn't a referee around to see it. So
Coleman with a big run. How about the senior? Coleman to the 15, the 10, the 5, and he is in for a Minot North touchdown. Well, you wanted to end this game on somewhat of a high note for Minot North, then that's a pretty good one. 67 yards for Carter Coleman.
Yeah, that was a good hard run by Carter Coleman, and like you said, one of the few seniors on the squad, and what better way for him to kind of cap off his senior year than to score a touchdown in the semifinal game of the playoffs. So great job blocking up front by the offensive line, and a great job by Coleman, able to hit the hole, running downhill, and then just flat out ran away from everybody from there.
Coleman with the kick. Number 7 scores all 7 points on that play. Good enough for another look on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. 67 to the house for Carter Coleman.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
A new score report on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. West Fargo Horace 42, Minot North 13. Your life is busy, that's why they'll make managing your money easy at BNC National Bank with locations in North Dakota and Arizona. Visit BNC Bank online at bnc.bank. Fargo Davies extends their lead over Minot High 24-7, and with just 3.5 minutes remaining in that football game, it looks like the Eagles will be going back to the Dakota Bowl for the first time in a decade. West Fargo Cheyenne has a pretty significant lead over Bismarck High, so the EDC dominating both the 3A and 2A brackets this time around. Minot North is the only West Region representative left. It'll be a kickoff. Horus was expecting an onside kick, and Coleman just angled that one to where nobody was. Narum gets over there and falls on it at the 10. Again, that's a live ball the whole way. North could have picked that one up. No more running clock.
Yep. Great recognition by Minot North's kickoff team, realizing that there wasn't anybody deep and kick it away from people. So
Horus will start at the 10-yard line. They started the game with a drive that lasted over 6 minutes, and they end it here in 4:19. Still, the starters out there for the Hawks, who lead by 29. 19 extra seconds ran off the clock there, so have to be a 4-minute, 38-second drive. Stefanowicz stands at his own 5-yard line, ready for the shotgun snap. Minot North looking like they might be bringing some extra pressure here. That'd be a handoff, and the pressure got there right away. A loss of 3 yards. Couldn't see who the running back was. I don't think it was Garai. Howie with the tackle for the Sentinels.
Yeah, you're going to see Horus here now. They're going to use all of the play clock, and they're not going to be in any hurry to break this huddle until about 8 seconds. You know, there's about 10 seconds now on the play clock. They're just going to hurry up to the line of scrimmage, snap this thing at 1.
The running back is Reed Fell. And Fell has a 1-yard pickup, 3rd down and 12 on the way. So Horus going down the depth chart of running backs here at the end of this contest. Fell, a sophomore, standing 5'11". All the running backs for Horus underclassmen, 2 juniors and a sophomore. Again, very similar to Minot North. Not a very veteran team, but a lot of guys that have gotten a lot of reps in significant football games. Stefanowicz passes on 3rd down and 12. It is incomplete. A little bit off target and unable to make the full adjustment there was Axel Anderson. Watch it again on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay.
Yeah, it looks like he, didn't really come out of his hand very well. Kind of wobbled there a little bit, but a great job by Anderson to kind of try to come back and make a play on that a little bit. Leading to a 4th and long here. It looks like.
They want to punt, but their punter left the field. That's Taylor Stefanowicz. And West Fargo Horace will have to call a timeout with 6 on the play clock. Stefanowicz left the game. Minot North will get the ball back on offense if they are able to secure this punt, trailing by 29, 3:08 to go. This is a First International Bank and Trust timeout on the field. First International Bank, founded in 1910 and growing to serve rural and urban communities across Arizona, Minnesota, North and South Dakota. Also find them online at FIBT.com. And join us tomorrow on the PSP Network for Single A football. Velvet Drake Animus Garrison eliminated in the semifinals a year ago. The number 2 seed in the bracket this time around, hosting number 6 Langdon area, who also had their season end in the semifinals a year ago. Somebody's going to get their redemption. West Fargo Horace lost in the semifinals a year ago. And it looks like this time around a different result for the second-year program in the state of North Dakota. Stefanowicz kicking from the middle of the end zone. It's a fair catch called for at the 35, a punt of 27 yards for Stefanowicz. Short field here for the Sentinels. Thinking one play, onside kick, and I don't know. It's not over.
Yeah, it's important here for North to finish this game. Sometimes you see teams just go out and 3 minutes left and a deficit like this, they just want to soon just run the clock out and get out of here. But let's see what kind of fight North has left here.
It'll be a run with Coleman, who went 67 yards to the house last time. Gets to the edge again. Carter Coleman dives for the pylon. Near side official saying out of bounds. Stepped out at the 3. A gain of 32 for Coleman. His last 2 carries, 100 yards.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the same play he scored the touchdown on here, so let's see if they can give him the ball again.
They'll go back to Coleman. He stopped in the backfield. It didn't even look like everybody was set. Tackle for loss by Abram Germanson of West Fargo Horace. And now the Sentinels going backwards. Horace trying to sub. North getting back up to the line. Clock should be running. Clock is not running. Hand off to Coleman. Hit at the 5 and tackled at the 4. So that brings up 3rd down, and all of a sudden Horace is able to tackle Carter Coleman.
Yeah, after the big run there, they were able to stop on the first 2 downs.
Play action this time. Has an open Bentley. Blickery decides to tuck it. Dives for the goal line. It's going to be close. Waiting for the signal down at the 1. Minot North is going to snap it right away. No time for the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Blickery, the dive, touchdown, is 14th on the ground this year. And so Minot North continues scoring, and the deficit closes now. Oops, should be 42-19 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. 2:02 left in the contest. Blickery, well, he had a lot on his shoulders today. He had to make a lot of big plays.
Yeah,
2 interceptions.
Yeah, I was just going to say those 2 miscues in the first half kind of hurt him a little bit, so it was nice to see him get a little bit of redemption there here late in the game to get himself in the end zone.
Kick is good from Coleman. Again, 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go. Minot North continues scoring. They're going to need an onside kick down by 22. Well, there's still football to play today. You can't say it's over just yet, like we have been all second half here on the PSP network. Horus leads 42-20, but 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns helped out significantly by 100 rushing yards just in this period by Carter Coleman. Another chip shot there on the kickoff. And Narum will take a knee at the 26. Sorry, that was Bauer, the returner this time. Well, North has 3 timeouts, and if they choose to use them, then Horus can't take the kneel downs right now. I guess you'll test that if Jacob Holman wants to keep stringing this game out a little bit longer for Minot North by running it on first down. But a first down, and they can go victory formation. Reed Fell remains at the backfield for the Horace Hawks. Fell with the run. Short gain. And Coach Holman will choose not to take the timeouts. He has the headset off, and that means Horus, if they realize it, can take a few kneel downs here and play for a state championship a week from tonight.
Now, congratulations to Horus. They did exactly what they wanted to do. They came out here a long road trip, and they got out early. They kind of took the crowd out of the game here a little bit, and they were able to capitalize on some miscues of North in the first half. But they kind of were able to kind of stick to their game plan for the 4 quarters.
A few more Reed Fell runs to first down, which will stop the clock. But it'll start up again once they spot the football at the 41 of Horus. 5 takeaways by that Horace Hawks defense, which allows 9 points, 33 rushing yards, 34 passing yards for 67 total yards per game. There's really not a defense statistically like this Horace Hawks team.
No, that they were impressive from the get-go. They've 2 scoop and scores, a couple interceptions, some big time stops when they needed it, and it's really kind of shaping up to be a pretty good rematch between Horus and Red River for a championship game when the regular season game went to an overtime win by Red River. So I think those 2 fan bases are in store for a good game. I think people that tune into the game on Friday, Friday during the day on television are going to be in for a treat for that championship game.
West Fargo Horus makes good use of their second chance at a semifinal in year number 2, and now they'll get a second chance at Grand Forks Red River in this 2024 season. 7 seconds left to go off the clock before we can call it official. A West Fargo Horus win on the road, 42-20 over Minot North. The Hawks have one more game to play this season. We'll break down today's win for Horus as part of the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads postgame show coming up next on the PSP Network.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Drop it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC.
The Horace Hawks celebrating their first semifinal win in program history. Again, this is just year 2 for this team, and they're going to a state title under the direction of their head coach, Harvey McMahon. A 42-20 win over Minot North today. To break down how it happened, we've got the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show. Again, Shots Crossroads is your post-game headquarters. Order online at shotscrossroads.com for their delicious menu that includes the famous number 99. Team buses are always welcome. Well, the defense shined in the first half, shined all the way through. The offense was pretty good today for Horus, punting the ball just 3 times today. Not much to complain about for the Horace Hawks and that guy on your screen, Harvey McMahon, today.
No, you got to give credit to the Hawks and their defense and the way their coaching staff has that squad just absolutely playing lights out, and we saw it firsthand today. 5 turnovers, 2 scoop and scores, a couple interceptions, and just guys just flying around the field making plays, and guys running down our defensive linemen running down our running backs and quarterbacks from behind, and you don't really see that very often. And of course your offense putting points on the board, which basically when your offense is scoring points, it's you're telling your defense, go ahead and pin the ears back and just get after it and be aggressive, and don't worry about making mistakes, because our offense is going to be able to bail you out and be able to get some points on the board back for you.
Well, talking about these two teams, such interesting teams. The 2 newest teams in North Dakota high school football, of course, Minot North, maybe following in the blueprint a little bit of West Fargo Horace from what the Hawks did a year ago, and it's the same end result in year 1, a loss in the semifinals. You look ahead to the future for Minot North, and you say, well, let's just keep following what West Fargo Horace is doing and get to a state championship in year 2. But you got to understand, it is difficult to have this much success, especially in 2A, when the competition is so packed together. There's so many good teams in this class. You can lose any week. West Fargo Horace, the losses this year, a 2-point loss to Jamestown early in the season and an overtime loss to Red River. So Horace's accomplishments in just 2 years, really incredible. Yeah,
we talked about it at the beginning of the year, way back in mid-August when we did the first game here from North, and talked about how this division was going to be wide open, and it was going to be, you had to come and you had to be ready to play every night from the opening kickoff to the final horn, and we've saw it throughout the year with North, and we've been following the other teams all over, and the scores that we've seen from teams, and teams that have been not doing well have been. The records kind of indicate that, but they still are competing with the better teams, the higher up teams in this division. So it was a fun division to follow. It was a fun region here in the West to call when North was at home, and the playoff games that they had with Devil's Lake, and then to watch Horus come into town and do it and see what they and to watch them do what they did, and not knowing a whole lot from Red River except the score that the overtime win that they had against Horus. I think we're in for a treat to watch that championship game on Friday.
Well, we're going to keep this post-game show pretty quick today. Hopefully we get down there and get to the MVP of today's game. And, well, it's time to name one. We probably should just give this to the defense as a whole for West Fargo Horace. But in that first half and throughout the game, the player that impressed us the most fun to watch, Caden Mansky, defensive tackle, chasing down running backs, a scoop and score touchdown. I really like what number 77 is doing for this Horus defense.
Yeah, he kind of embodies that whole mentality. It seemed like on that defensive mentality that they have is just flying around. You know, we talked about it before we came back on the air from the break that, you know, one or two plays prior to that scoop and score, he ran Blickery down from behind for a tackle for loss, and you don't really, you know, to have a big defensive lineman to do that, you don't really see that very often. And then the scoop and score, he was just there standing there watching the play, you know, watching everybody fight for it, and the ball just kind of happened to fall at his feet, and he was able to pick it up and run it in, and you could see the sideline just, you know, going crazy for him, because anytime you have your big defensive lineman be able to scoop it up and run it into the end zone is always exciting. But yeah, we could point out a whole bunch of different players on that defensive side, but I think as a whole, you know, you look at Mansky as the MVP, but I think that defense kind of takes it home as well.
As for the Magic City home leisure move of the game, do we go with one of those defensive touchdowns, or is it the play that I messed up here, putting it into replay before it happened, the double reverse touchdown pass?
I think you look at that double reverse, because I think, you know, they were running that same running play, and they obviously saw something where the defense was just flying to it, and then they come back with the reverse. And like I said, when it happened, I thought it was just going to be a simple end around, because you looked and the defense was all flowing away from it. And if he really wanted to, he could have Green could have just taken it up the sideline himself, but he was able to see his receiver just kind of shoot wide open. Seeley, you know, he was able to see Seeley kind of sneak behind everybody, and it was a simple pitch and catch, and one of those that you kind of hold your breath, because when you're that open, you know, you have a tendency of maybe underthrowing it a little bit or not giving him a good pass. But yeah, that was something that kind of caught North off guard, and then that just kind of really got, you know, whatever momentum and stuff that Horus had before that really kind of kept the ball rolling for him.
Got a feeling Caden Mansky's going to be leaving the field here pretty soon, so that'll be a wrap to our Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show. What a fun season it's been here from the broadcast booth. Cory, alongside you this season, so much we learned from this Minot North team, going back to that August matchup against Century's JV team, and then the amount of great teams we saw coming through this building as well, including the Horace Hawks, who will be playing for a state title next week against Grand Forks Red River. Any final closing thoughts on this 2024 football season we were able to see?
I think it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the opportunity to come and do these games with you, Owen. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody at PSP for being welcoming and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I'm really encouraged what I saw with Minot North, with all the talent they have coming back next year. I think that's always exciting, and just the atmosphere in general here at Sentinel Stadium, between the coaches, the players, the fans, the people taking tickets and working the concessions. I mean, everybody, there's an element of excitement and enthusiasm here for the home games, and that's something that I hope to see continue on in the next year as well. And I just give credit to Coach Holman and his staff. I mean, they've really brought this program, you know, to the brink of playing for a championship. So you know that the enthusiasm is going to be there, and the work ethic is going to be there, because these are guys that are going to want to be back here again next year, and hopefully they can do what Horus did this year after losing in the semifinal game.
Well, for a great PSP Network crew putting on today's show, alongside Cory, McIver, Owen, Patterson, repeating your final score for the final time tonight. West Fargo Horace 42, Minot North 20. The Hawks will be playing next Friday from inside the Fargo Dome for the 2A state championship game against the Red River Rough Riders of Grand Forks. We have one more video production of high school football on the PSP Network to bring you, and that is tomorrow, starting at 1:30 from Velva and Larry Sandy Field, as the Aggies host the Langdon Area Cardinals. Hope you join us then. We thank you for joining us tonight. Until then, have a good night, everybody.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. PSP Network. It's game day.
We want it all. We want our dog to fetch it.
Drop it.
And drop it.
Drop it.
We want to fix it ourselves. And actually fix it. We want to order the market price lobster. And know the market price of the lobster.
How much is... Whatever the market says.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
At Shots Crossroads, we make 8 gallons of homemade ranch dressing every day, so you can smother your dinner salad with it, dip those crispy golden French fries in it, and dunk your breaded chicken strips. You can even cover your... Wait, no. You can't put ranch on steak, or can you? Shots Crossroads. Don't forget the ranch.